I mean, the same thing that I appreciated about the Raptors game. You know, it was a similar start to the game. You know, they pretty much had their way in the first half, you know, getting to the spots they wanted to. We didn't play with much physicality or much resistance. And, you know, I think in those situations, sometimes you just kind of let the game go. You know, it's like they feel good, you just kind of fold. And, you know, we went in the locker room. It wasn't a huge speech. It was just like, come on, man. Like, they just doing what they want. You know, we got to have some resistance, have some pride about, you know, what we doing out there. It's not a scheme or a coverage or anything that the coaches can do. You know, it was up to us. And I just like that we responded once again, you know, against a really good team. You know, Toronto is a good team. The Bulls are a really good team. So it wasn't easy. And, you know, I think that's us showing signs of what we're capable of. And obviously, you don't want to keep digging out of these holes and having these bad starts and making the game harder than it has to be. But, you know, I was just proud that we was able to do it again, you know, and protect our home court and get another win. So it was a great team effort.
Now that you guys were able to go on a run with both Larry and Nas, what have you thought about those guys playing kind of late in the games in that lineup with you and CJ and Norm and Larry and Nas?
I mean, well, you know, I think one thing that you can't argue with is the fact that it's working. You know, I think both of their athleticism and activity has been really good for us, especially when other teams are small. You know, we're not trying to play a bigger lineup or, you know, do what we want to do. It's like, all right, we have a small lineup that we can go to, and those guys are tough to deal with in a small lineup when you got them crashing the glass and playing in the paint and catching lobs and running the floor. So it's been working for us. You know, the athleticism and the activity and the motor that both of those guys play with. It's tough to deal with when you got, you know, us guards out there running around as well. So and defensively, it's been good. So. We found a way the last two games with that lineup. It's been really good for us. So, I mean, it makes sense to, you know, to kind of run with that.
And you kind of talked about resistance. I mean, what have you kind of felt differently at home to be able to withstand some of these punches that other teams have given you?
I mean, we got a great home crowd. You know, anytime we do something well, it feels like we're supposed to win. You know, like, it feels like we're in control. You know, I think in the second half, you know, the score might have been like 71-54 or something like that. We was down 17. And we like made a shot. And the way the crowd responded, I was like, you know, did we cut it to 6 or what, you know? But I looked up and it was like, okay, we still down 15 or 14 or whatever it was. But it's like that. They give us that hope, you know, and that energy and that spark that, you know, everybody don't get, you know, on their home floor. We got it here. So when we say we got the best fans and our crowd means a lot to our success, you know, I think everybody really feels that way when they say it. And that's the feeling that we have at home. And it plays a part in why we're able to win these types of games, because we get in these situations on the road and it's, you know, good night. we not making these type of comebacks and having this type of fight. So that's what I would say, you know, and just being comfortable on our home floor, playing with the crowd behind us, sleeping in our beds, you know, in a comfortable environment. So that's just my opinion.
Hey, what do you like what you've been seeing from Larry at the 5?
What I just said, just a different look. He's a good playmaker. He's a lob threat, plays with a lot of energy, and, you know, he just has a good feel for the handoffs, the back doors, the movement, transition, just opening things up, and that's how he wants to play. So him at the 5 being that way has been really good for us.
Not often that you and CJ struggle, at least offensively, at least early, and you guys were able to win a game. I mean, that seems like that's a growth, because it seems like there's been a lot of times where, like, if you guys had off nights, that was kind of it.
Yeah. You know, we're not perfect as a team, but, you know, we have gotten a lot better this season defensively. And in that first half, we didn't do what we needed to do. In the second half, we did. So when you defend like we did in the second half, it's not as important to make so many shots. You know, you got to make some shots, and you know, you got to make those plays where guys get good looks, and we did that. You know, Nurk got some baskets, Norm got a few and ones, I hit a few threes, CJ hit a few shots, Nas, you know, get to the rim, hit a shot. It was like we had possessions where we got a basket, and because of how we defended, they weren't scoring as much, and we were scoring. So it didn't have to be at a crazy clip. It was just slow and steady getting back into the game, and then when the game was tied, we took the lead. It was a back-and-forth game, but our defense put us in a position where we didn't have to rely on just so much shot making. So, you know, it's great to be able to win a game that way. And when the offense is clicking and we still have those type of defensive efforts, that's when we're going to be really competitive with the best of the best teams like tonight.
I know that you'd rather not get down the way you do, but what have you learned about this team's resiliency in overcoming those deficits in the last few games?
Honestly, I would like for us not to do it,
Right.
but I think it's a lot of teams in this league that in these situations, it's a habit to fold, you know, just to give up. Like, all right, it's not our night, it's not our game, it's a good team, they're going to keep rolling. And that's never been who we are, who this team has been since I've been here. So it's good to know that we still have that about us. But like I said, you don't want to put yourself in those situations too often. Eventually, you're going to run out of luck. You're not just going to keep winning those games. So I'm happy that we remain that team that's going to always fight and always find a way to get it done. But you know, how much better would we be if we played the entire game, or at least, you know, 35, 40 minutes of the way we finished the second half. So that's what I would like to see.
Got time for a couple more. Was there anything different or unique about Chauncey at halftime?
No.
Okay.
No, it was the same. I mean, they pretty much came in the locker room. We usually will watch some clips, things that we didn't do what we should have done offensively and defensively. But today it was just like, you know, they having their way. Come on, like, we better than this. Just ain't go cut it, and we brought it in. And you know, I remember looking up. It was 8 minutes on the clock, and we just walked. We was getting ready to go back on the court. Usually it's like 5 minutes, you know, 5, 6 minutes, but it was real quick. It wasn't a whole lot to say. Like, I mean, it was self-explanatory.
What do you think of DeMar's game tonight? And along with that, what do you think about Nasir's stop at the end of the fourth quarter to get that?
Yeah, DeMar, man, he been killing. You know, that's my boy. So, you know, I'm happy to see him, you know, having a bounce-back season after a few years in San Antonio where they kind of struggled. You know, I knew he was excited coming into this season, a fresh start, new situation. So it's good to see him playing well. And, you know, he's getting to his spots and raising up. You know, he's doing him. You know, we've been in the gym together, so I know his style. You know, I know what he's looking for. So it's good to see him back in form. But Nas is super competitive and fearless, and he wants to win. You know, he cares a lot. You know, that's one of my favorite things about him is how much he cares. And that last possession is, you know, that's how you win games. You know, that's what you need to win big games. You know, and he's lined up against a big time player, and you know, he wasn't looking for help. He wasn't looking for a way out. It was just like, we need to stop. And you know, that was a big moment for him, because that's the kind of role that we're going to need to be able to use him in for us to continue to progress into the team that we want to be.